Who wildin'? Who wildin'? Who wildin'? Who wildin'? Who wildin'? Who wildin'?
And now I'm gonna masturbate. 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 Boing. 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 I love Hulk Hogan's dick and big taints.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Woo! Right up my ass, baby. I love it. Post-nasal drip is a constant. It keeps going. It's like a faucet that's dripping. I can't turn it off. I can't make it stop. Then I'm like, damn, my post-nasal drip is going. My sinuses are inflamed. My throat is gunked up. What is going on here? Damn. Snort, 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 code. Ow! Snort, snort. I got the drip going. Ow! Snort, 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 code. Ow! Snort, snort. I got the drip going. Wow. I got the drip going. I got the tips going. Ow! Your throat. Blow your nose. Damn.
Wow.
Your throat. Please tip me. Damn. Breast is a constant. It keeps going. It's like a faucet that's dripping. Breast. Damn. Snort, 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 code. Breast. Snort, snort. I got the drip going. Breast. Snort, 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 code. Breast. Snort, snort. I got the drip. Breast. Breast. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. Breast. Breast. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. Breast. Breast. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. Breast. Breast. I got the drip going.
Try to relax your anus.
Stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.
He didn't hear a fucking thing I just said. All right, did you hear? You didn't hear what I said anyway. Okay, here we go. Rumor has it you're a bird. Saying. Shut up! Elgato, what are you doing with your life? How do you... Like, I literally hear in the background, background, the Snort Hogan song, or whatever it is. Yeah, it's almost like, if you're an OG like me, remember how you used to have, like, the auto-reverse Walkmans and cassette decks? Like, if there was nothing on one side, but there was audio on the other side, you would slightly hear it. That's like what this shit's doing now. What did you do, Elgato? How do you you go 2 steps forward and 14 steps back? I'm guessing you guys aren't sick of Phil. 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 I'm guessing you guys aren't sick of Oh, it's always Tevin's fault, obviously. I know you're never I know you're never sick of Phil duty. It's a stupid question to ask you. You ain't sick of Phil. It's like asking you if you're sick of Phil is like asking a crackhead if he wants free crack. You don't want free crack, do you? Oh, of course you don't. So there I was staring at a wall, waiting for my strip to show up, and I got the DoorDash. Had to walk around the neighborhood with my Crocs on, looking all around for that strip. I know they delivered it somewhere. Why am I trying that? Why am I trying to sound like, oh, I'm stoned out of my mind? I'm trying to sound like George W. Bush. Give you fucking Carlos. I gave you plenty of Carlos in the goddamn beginning of this stream, don't you think, motherfucker? Gave you a big juicy dose of Carlos. Big juicy dose of man. Why the fuck is this plant on my desk? Nothing will ever kill this thing, too. Oh, man. The immortal plant that is self-sufficient. Most random thing to have. Listen, I also have 2 soldiers. No one else on this planet has a soldier game or I have fucking 2 of them. This is my life now.
I just peed in my basement.
Oh. Excuse me. What the fuck is with that fade? It had little, like, clip sounds in it. What? You hear it? Goes. Who has, like, headphones on right now? Like, if you're listening through your, like, cell phone, your iPhone, you're not going to hear it. Watch. If you have headphones on or, you know, you're peeing in your basement. Oh, Elgato. You're gonna... I should have listened to Phil. I should have went to the dollar store and got a sound machine. Fuck.
Woo! Right up my ass, baby. I love it.
Good evening, Father. I hope things are better. They're better, but it's crazy. I voted yes, but only because it feels like it's exclusively Phil. I'd be happy with a 60-40 split. Yeah, the reason why we've gone full tilt with Phil is really the side scrollers, but there's so much to unpack with the side scrollers podcast. And that's why I think the majority of people aren't sick of it, because we are going into the depths of Phil's brain. It's like, what was that movie, Being John Malkovich? It's like being Philip Burnell. It's like, it's turned into like a season of Big Brother. Except we're all watching a man who jerked off once on May 1st, 7 years ago. Oh, hey, Dad, I just watched DSP play Scarface and gotta say that I beat the game when I was 10 with my best friend. He was raging, relax here. Yeah. And he was trying to play it off on the Side Scrollers podcast.
Your shoulders.
That's a character. Bullshit. Like, that's what I'm saying. Am I saying your name right, Pescatore? It sounds like I'm saying it like a... Are you Italian? I'm Italian. Mom, I'm going to make you a fucking mod. You're here. At least when I... You're here all the time. At least when I talk about Phil, so... Welcome to being a mod, where I pay you absolutely nothing and you're not required to do anything. You never have to use your mod powers once. The ESP tries to delete System 32. The System 32 of his brain was deleted by Craig and Adam. Interesting. Pacific. I wonder if they're using Source 2 for other things. Maybe they... How about a new Half-Life? I don't even know if we're never going to get a new Half-Life. I almost guarantee it. You meant to put, I'm not sick of... Most people, dude, like 71%. It went down a teeny tiny bit. It was at like 75%. But 71% of people are nuts. Because it's just insane. There's so much lore with this man. He's like... He's reaching like Chris Chan levels of lore.
Breasts.
What is...
I will never be sick of DSP as so long as he does and says stupid shit that doesn't fly with the real world. Fill my halls, fill my holes. See with those bubbles, with Salvatore relaxing my anus.
Take the bubbles and shut him up your fucking ass. How about that? Oh, we'll play games. We can definitely play games.
Try to relax your anus.
All right, so let me look up this bill. Thank you, whoever it was, through StreamLabs. Restrict Act. Oh, I think I heard about this shit, dude. Stop with the fucking Yahoo shit, dude. Let me look up this shit real quick. No, I want news. I gotta look into it. I'm seeing a lot of mixed information. I didn't just lose my mind. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm always very skeptical of when there's a warning put out there. I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been through the PIPA era, the SOPA era. What were the treaties? Like ACTA was a treaty that was going to be really dangerous, and something else too that I don't remember. Yeah, SOPA was a big one. So everyone was fucking scared shitless of SOPA. And a lot of times it's the sky is falling and the sky isn't falling. Only psychopaths run Windows 8. The Stop Online Piracy Act. God, man, I'm thinking that's going back like 10 fucking years. I just say Italian. I don't know. What is that? Italian. Italian? Italian? Hey, Dad, I have a music question. So you like Led Zeppelin? Like, I guess. Not like a fan. I don't dislike them. Also, just want to say that you're a funny guy who helps cure boredom while typing college papers. It helps and makes it fun. I hope you learn. Isn't that fucking great? But then I'm reading that that's not exactly what it's going to do. That you are going to go, oh, let me look again. There was one. All right. Yeah, there's stuff between the lines I gotta read about. Again, I'm not just losing my mind and just, it's, before you buy into, and sometimes shit you, like, if you were a kid's channel, what was the whole thing where it happened where you had to say that your content was aimed towards children? There were people that had to straight up pack up fucking shop and be like, yo, I got a real job. I had to shut this shit down. See ya. So sometimes it's valid is my point. Oh wow, we're at over 500 people already.
Breasts.
Breast. Well, they use Source 2 for Half-Life Alyx, Aperture, Desk Job. And they have Half-Life Branch to Face Punch so they can make their sequel to Gary's mod. Okay, so we'll see what happens, man. Phil gave a bad take on Breath of the Wild if he isn't going to have his dents pay for it. He was also trying to act like E3 is dead as breaking news. Well, it's been, dude, it's been dead for fucking years. Remember Jack Thompson? Ah, good times. No, I don't remember Jack Thompson. Juicy Boots, how are ya? Moonshade. Hey, Nick. How the fuck are you, Nick? That's great. Wing Superjet, hope you have a good stream. I saw the news last night and say you lurking and in a kindergarten. Is that what someone said to him? Will you be watching the Mario movie in theaters? No, I don't really watch movies anymore. And if I do, I'll watch them at home. Do you think Cat likes to peg Phil's anus with a large black strap on dildo to assert her dominance? Well, obviously. Okay, it's back to side. Look at this man. That is a man staring at us on the screen.
Months went by, and this bothered me because I saw the solution the entire time, that Phil needed to do something different. All right. I am a person that recognizes entertainment. I really, really get it. You got to understand, Phil, you have haters, you have detractors. So do I, but I have more. I have more than Wings of Redemption, DSP, and Boogie combined. I have way more haters, but I'm still successful. And I still have new business opportunities, and I'm still making money. I was supposed to retire a year ago, and I'm still doing new stuff and being successful in this platform because I understand this business very, very well. And even though you have that hate, you know,
what do you think Phil is thinking about right now? He's not thinking about what Keemstar is saying. What is he thinking about? He's thinking about chicken. He's thinking about chicken nuggets with honey mustard sauce. Also, I'm very certain we will get another Half-Life. It's just that they use it as a tech demo for new hardware. These rumors of a game called HLX. Okay. I mean, dude, it's been, what was Half-Life 2? I know they had episode 1 and episode 2. But it's been so fucking long. 2004. Jack Thompson was the Greta Thunberg of the late 90s and early 2000s, being an advocate fighting against violence in video games using Mortal Kombat. Well, crying about violence in Mortal Kombat is Greta Thunberg? And comparing it to climate change. How does that even equate? Rich, you missed my StreamLabs, did I? Rich and List Rich, we could play games. We could definitely play games. We will never get tired of Philium. He will eventually surpass Chris Chan in his lore, but thankfully DSP will never commit such a crime as Chris Chan did. Thank God. DSP is just a dumbass. Yes, I agree. He's thinking about that chicken sandwich. He absolutely fucking is, dude.
viewers. They are your customers. The detractors are your customers. The haters are your customers. And
Yep.
they're more loyal than the people that give you money, that donate on your stream. The people that hate you
echoing
are way
that you're
more
talking
loyal.
about. That's like, you can't pay for that shit.
I mean, look at how many people are here. 2,500 people are here. It's just, it's you have a legitimate fan base.
Yeah, even the people that hate him are a fan base. It's true.
Those haters, those people that don't like you, are your fans. And I wanted to solve this issue for not just you, but Wings and Boogie. I looked at all of you guys, you're lolcows, right? You have more haters than like supporters, right? But really, they're all fans.
Rich, you are factually wrong, sir. At that moment, DSP was thinking about what stupid hat he is going to wear on stream. Get your facts straight, buddy.
Got me there.
They are all fans. They're all obsessed with you and watching your content nonstop. The solution really is to get...
But I'll tell you what Phil's thinking right now, but it's not the way Phil wants it to be. He wants to be admired. That's what he wants. He wants a legacy. He wants to be admired. My take is, who fucking cares? I'm entertaining people. If I'm entertaining people that can't fucking stand me, fine. If I'm entertaining people that love me, fine. Doesn't matter. But Phil wants like adoration. It's just like, dude, you know, you're never going to win an Emmy, bro. You're never going to win an Oscar. Just enjoy what you're doing. But he can't. He takes himself. He's incapable of doing that. Someone said that, and it's very true. Nails it right on the fucking head. He is incapable of doing that.
The three of you to do a podcast, all right? Those haters are going to watch. They're going to absolutely love that these three guys have come together to make content. Now, between the three of you, you guys don't have the business sense to like really figure this out and make this thing actually happen. But I do, all right? And you guys don't even understand how valuable you are as individuals, as entertainers, because you look at the numbers and you're looking at everything and like, oh, well, I've fallen off. And, you know, that's the mindset that you have, right? But
I thought his fan base was just a fan with a base he bought at Walmart. No, Phil has like, yeah, he does have it's a very small base. But he's not famous, he's infamous for obvious fucking reasons.
I have a different mindset for each and one of you, that you guys are amazing entertainers, but just not in the way that you want to be, right? You're lolcows, but there's so much value there. By putting the three of you together, and you know, each one of you would own 25% of this podcast, all right? We never got to have this conversation, so I do want to have it now, even though I know you're not going to do it, all right? I would also own 25%. I would do the business aspect of it. I've had many success selling podcasts to exclusive deals with Spotify.
I feel like this is a board meeting.
And other companies, multi-million-dollar deals, all right? I wanted to put the three of you together for this show. I would do the business side of the things. And I knew that all three of you would be in a situation where you didn't really trust me, or you're like, I don't know if this is going to work, and you'd have a lot of doubts. So I was just going to take my own money and take $150,000, give you each, just to start off before we even filmed an episode, 50 grand up front to let you know that I was serious and I believe in this concept and this idea.
Why does Phil look so ridiculous? He's just like, he's like the fucking, the dude from Men in Black. I had a pet cat. Like, what is he doing? Yeah, dude, there was a lot of people, but the thing is, like, again, someone said yesterday, like, yeah, I made my fiance watch, and she's like, yeah, this dude is incapable of working with other people, and she was right. Home, can I get a, yes, you can get a random sound. That's actually what's going on in Phil's brain.
Now, I call Boogie first. I instantly get on the phone with Boogie. All right. He loves the idea. He understands it. He gets it. He reaches out to Wings. Wings is down. And now it's time to talk to DSP. Boogie.
You shit, Phil? That's frightening. How does one shit a Phil?
The way I understand it, called you, contacted.
I hate Keemstar. He's an arrogant piece of shit.
Phil is wearing headphones? I am surprised.
Yeah, he's 100%
He usually
right
has
with
that
Phil.
ring on his neck.
Yeah, he has that fucking... Looks like an old man neck massager. I know it's audio, because like I had so many ear infections from wearing headsets all the time. Allegedly. Maybe it really was the reason. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Can that cause that? But, so he got that stupid neck thing. Remember the whole conspiracy with Amazon around that too? Everything with Phil, there's a fucking conspiracy. Every goddamn thing. There considers a conspiracy. Yeah, so he wears those neck phones. Crazy to think GTA will have its 10th anniversary October. Rockstar really needs to work on getting GTA 6. I like 5 online, but we're getting low. Yeah, no kidding, dude. Dude, Grand Theft Auto 5. We were still in the 7th generation of consoles. The 8th generation of consoles were not out yet. We have gone through 2 console generations, full fucking console generations, without a new Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, that came out in, I think it was September of 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And we got, the consoles came out a few months later, the 8th gen consoles. So, I guess in Rockstar's mind, they were like, oh God, we came out with it so late. Let's just bring it, upgrade it for 8th gen. Because we came out so late in the life of the 7th gen consoles. But still, that was a 7th. The only way you could initially play it was on the PS3 and 360. There was no PC port in the beginning. Think about that. Technically, yes, you can if you don't keep them clean. I don't know what you're talking about. When I'm stoned, I have like a 3-second memory recap.
To you and told you what was going.
Yeah, I remember, wasn't it like April of 2015? Why do I know the specific dates? I'm not even a diehard fan of fucking Grand Theft Auto, but whatever. Wasn't it like April of 2015 that it came to PC? I remember that was a big deal.
Going on, right?
He DM'd me on Twitter, and we had a brief conversation back and forth in DMs.
And he told you that I wanted to do a podcast with the 3 of you, right?
Yes, I had no idea that's what you were
They'll ask for a dick pic.
trying to contact me about because we never talked. But he said,
yes. Banshee, okay. So maybe that was... I don't picture Phil thoroughly cleaning his headphones. Who do I have? Rich, I think Phil is so dense that a quote detractor could possibly beat the ever-loving shit out of him and still wouldn't get it. I don't want to come to that, but that's... I'm not really sure what you mean. I don't condone any kind of violence, but Phil is a man.
said that there was this idea for a podcast.
Yeah, GTA 5 is perfectly playable on PC now.
Correct.
So you did know.
so Boogie told you or didn't tell you?
Boogie told me that he and Wings had spoken to Keem, and that Keem wanted to do a podcast with all 3 of us. No money or anything was discussed. He just say, he wants to do a podcast with all 3 of us. I didn't know that's what Keem was trying to reach out to me. I said maybe that's what it was. I didn't know because I never spoke with him.
Phil, hearing this, and
I feel like Craig is like the Dr. Phil of it. Phil, hearing this right now, I just have to tell you, it's just not adding up to me. It's just not adding. You got an offer for $50,000 as a sign-on bonus to do this podcast. Now, why won't you do it? You need to get your head out of your own ass and put yourself to work. Ah, GTA Online. The game, the single player did come out in like September, but then GTA Online. Because I remember I got it for the 360, I believe. Yeah, dude, think about that. That was, and again, originally the only way you could play GTA 5 was on the 360 and PS3. It wasn't on PC yet. That was disgusting.
And now I'm gonna masturbate. And now I'm gonna masturbate.
Wow.
And now I'm gonna masturbate.
Wow.
A very intelligent brain.
I do have issues. Think about it. We're watching Phil. 90% of my soundboard is now Phil. I watch Phil, like, say, like, I'm, like, working on something. I'll watch, like, detractor videos of Phil. I quote Phil. We're having a 7th anniversary May 1st live stream 12-hour special to commemorate Phil masturbating live on stream. I have a fucking Phil problem. Yeah, I mean, look, man, take all the time and look, and there are plenty of people that are still crazy into Grand Theft Auto Online. GTA Online. So it is. Yeah, I heard. I think the issue for Duty and Snort Hogan is that I don't know if it's Phil doing it. If it's Phil doing it, is that your footage is too raw. It got to be more transformative. I believe that's the issue. See, like, Phil couldn't come after me as much as I almost talk about him on a daily basis because I talk more than Phil talks. This is as transformative as it gets. It's not Phil. So I do believe, that's why I was kind of, because Phil has said, like, yeah, I don't go after people's videos anymore. I honestly believe him. I do. At this point, it would not, I think even he realizes, yes, Phil realizes something. Breaking news. That it would be real bad press for him. Why is this striking DSP detractor channels, man? The only, like I said, dude, you're a public figure. So long as it's not slander or defamation, or you're not like putting out people's personal information or trying to harm them. If you're just roasting them because of stupid shit they do online, they're public figures. It should be fair game. Same with me. I know people make videos about me. I don't know what Google Fish is sending me. I am not playing your audio messages right now. I just want to give a huge shout out to Peter North. Peter North, he conducted the soundtrack for Skyrim. Hey, there you go. Can you do a DJ mix of Phil and Quantum's breastfeeder clip? A Phil and Quantum. How can I do that? Oblivion Music. I'm watching a man named Phil who snorts when he is ill. He snorts all the time. He streams to pay his bills. I'm not blowing bubbles again. Craig and I are, yeah, they were friends. DSP declared him not a friend real quick. I could do, what can I do?
Breastfeed it. Yes. Breastfeed it. Yes. Breastfeed it. Yes. 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 Breastfeed it. Yes. Breastfeed it. Yes. Breastfeed it. Yes. Oh la 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 la.
That's all I got.
And hearing the business opportunity that was laid, I don't even know if it's still there or not. But what are your thoughts right now, given what Keem has said to you?
Thoughts? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, just as
What did you want me to think?
as he's laid this out, like lay out your feelings based on what Keemstar has laid out for you.
I have absolutely no problem doing anything with Boogie or Wings. In fact, you know, I had the conversation with Boogie back and forth a little bit more later in the year. Would he be interested in maybe doing a podcast with me or me being on his show or whatever? You know, whatever it may be. These guys, you know, I did a react about Wings last year, about his documentary. You know, that me doing a collab with them, just doing a fun podcast is not out of the question for the future.
But your issue is with Keemstar and his business principles.
Yeah. Wah.
Correct.
Okay. So
Dude, you're not. It's not like you're working with Quantum TV, man. It's not like you were working with Richard Spencer, bro. Like, I just watched SpongeBob SquareNuts. I need to bleach my eyes with some wholesome fap and fill. It looks like you got caught fapping with that face right there.
So understand. So even if there's an opportunity for you to remove yourself from quote unquote level 1 and potentially have an opportunity further down the line to potentially sell the podcast to something and put 50 grand in your pocket initially, that's a 100% no-go for
you. Miss like the days of, what was that website where it had really horrific videos? Live Leak? The Live Leak days? That's what you miss?
For you.
Oh, man. See, I didn't know you put me on the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what we do. That's an interview.
This is a discussion that cannot be just made by me. It has to be made by my wife. You know, we have to talk about it because this was a discussion we had that, you know, sorry, Keem. Can I criticize you fairly if I'm reasonable and don't, you know, not under the belt? Can I be honest about you?
Sure. You can say whatever you want about me.
Sure.
But I just want to represent how I feel about the situation. I'm not done, but go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Keem, you are someone who, when you look at your history on the internet, it's very interesting. And I'm actually, I'm impressed with what you've done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched a documentary about you last year. You started off trolling people in Halo. I mean, holy shit. And you turned that into an empire of money on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's so admirable. And if anything, one of the things you absolutely need to be praised for is your determination. You were shut down time after time. False copyright strikes, real takedown requests, all kinds of shit. People wanted you off the net, right? You're still there. You never gave up. Damn, that's a success story.
Phil, it sounds familiar, dude.
Yeah.
I guess.
It literally sounds like you.
I don't.
It's
really
true.
Think about
We just heard your story, and it is. Craig's absolutely right.
Okay. Now, at the end of the day, all right, when you look at what Keem has done and what I have done, I'll probably be forgotten. I'll just be a fart in the wind, right? I got 100,000 videos on the internet. No one's going to remember Darkside Phil besides the guy who jerked off on stream. And, you know, probably this WWE Champions thing will go away eventually, just like everything else. Who cares? But
he'll always be known as the guy who jerked off on stream. That is the one thing he said that's accurate.
Keem, you know, has a big body of work. He's known. But when you look at
he keeps on putting in these sexual innuendos. Keem, you're huge. You're gigantic. You're throbbing. Please just get in my ass and just get there.
Congratulations.
Oh my God, Keem, just rest your balls on my balding head. Oh yeah, it turns me on.
Oh yeah, it turns me on. You know it, girl.
how Keem made his money Okay. Again, I'm going off documentaries and things I've seen. I mean, Keem, you have to openly admit that there were a lot of things that you've done that you probably have no issue with whatsoever. You always feel from your perspective, because there's always two perspectives on everything, right?
Holy shit, Phil. I gotta say, this is fucking rich coming from you right now, though.
Yeah,
you're getting your information from the detractors that Keem has, and that's where you're basing this on. When this whole episode, you have been talking about how much shit your detractors have made other people think about you. Like, do you hear yourself right now?
Indeed, I do.
Indeed, I do. No, you don't. You don't hear about yourself right now.
It's the nature of the beast. That's how YouTube works, man. That's how all this works, right?
That's how YouTube, that's how... No, it isn't. You can't have a double standard on how people... So you're saying, Phil, holy fuck. You're saying, Phil, that it's okay for you to judge other people on alleged hearsay documentaries, but if they judge you on that, they're assholes. No wonder why he is still seething over this interview, man.
And now I'm going to masturbate.
What is Google Fish's? Google Fish, you're always the reason why you're less lucid. When are you ever lucid?
Fuck, man.
You're right. So, from what I've heard and seen about Keem, you know, I call them a misery broker. All right, Keem, on a day when you have a good day, it's because someone else is having a bad day. Someone else has drama going on. Someone else has horrible things happening in their life. It's your good day, man. It's time for you to blow that up, and then you interject like a shoe wedge. Get into that life. Get into that drama. Right? You gotta be a part of it. And now,
yeah, because it just. And the thing is that Phil talks about drama. I don't want to talk about it. He kind of does what Quantum TV does to his smaller. I don't want to talk about drama, but let's talk about drama.
Breastfeed it, breastfeed it, breastfeed it, breastfeed it, breastfeed it, breastfeed it.
yeah. Now, get them on your show so that you can pull this out to be not just a one-time thing, but now it's going to be pulled on for weeks and weeks. If there's something,
Phil, do you know the internet at all? Do you know the internet at all?
Yes, I do.
Do you see who's successful on the internet? I mean,
yes.
Yeah, I would probably be more successful if I talk shit on people, but like I don't, and you know, I do what I can because that's just where I'm at, you know. So it's like you can't be upset when people use the algorithms for their advantage, which Keem seems to have figured out.
You're right, and at one
He's like a child trying to explain to an adult where Santa lives. Yeah, pretty much.
At one point I was a really
Santa lives in your parents' wallets.
Stupid jealous guy. Man, I feel like I'm putting out content that's not harmful to anyone. I'm just doing gameplay. I'm dicking around on the internet here with my viewers, and this guy gets over and he's doing this drama content. People are saying it's hurtful. You know, you're right. At the same time, everyone has what's called a moral compass, correct? And you know, I've been talking about this on my streams recently. I was raised a Roman Catholic. All right. I'm not
what the fuck?
Religious anymore, by the way. So this is not like an excuse, but
Is it accurate?
I grew up with certain morals,
okay,
all right, and values. And to me, if the only way that I can get over on the internet and get just get over in life is by stepping on other people, I'm not going to step on those people. I would rather be.
I don't think that's what Keem's doing when he's making videos. You know, I see, D-Day.
It's not even, you know what makes him incapable of redemption is that he won't change because everyone who, fuck yourself. Everyone who tells him what he's doing wrong ends up just, you're an asshole, you're a hater, you're a detractor. Like I always say, he's his own worst enemy, and that's why I'm fascinated with him. Look at the fucking thick cable DK Oldie sent me with the N64, because I got another one of these boxes. This cable, Simon Belmont can use as a whip. This is the thickest HDMI cable I've ever seen. don't. It's mono price too, so it's a good cable.
Cobra, shout out to him. I saw him in chat earlier, you know, and tweeted us out. Thank you, buddy. He talks shit on anyone. Like
he's just a bizarre tickled Bruno. I don't know. Like, I think like that control and power dynamic. Rabbit Snort, thank you very much. You get some
Who wild?
Post nasal drip is a constant. It keeps going. It's like a faucet that's dripping. I can't turn it off. I can't make it stop. Then I'm like, damn, my post nasal drip is going. My sinuses are inflamed. My throat is gummed up. What is going on here? Damn. Snort, snort, snort. Code. Drip. Snort, snort. I got the drip go. Snort, snort, snort. Code. Drip. Snort, snort. I got the drip go. Damn. I got the drip go. I got the tips go. Breasts. Clear your throat. Blow your nose. Damn. Clear your throat. Please tip me. Damn. Post nasal drip is a constant. It keeps going. It's like a faucet that's dripping. Damn. Snort, snort, snort. Code. Drip. Snort, snort. I got the drip go. Snort.
You'll
snort,
get it, Dan Tippin, after this.
Drip. Snort.
So you get the full.
Snort. I got the drip go. I got the drip go. I got the
Look
drip
at this
go.
cable. This is a mono
I got the
price
drip
cable. I mean, it's obviously not going to handle HDMI 2.1.
I got the drip go. I got the drip
I can look
go.
at the HDMI cable.
I
You
got
know,
the
it's
drip
mono
go.
price. I can
I
tell
got the
it's
drip
digital.
go. Can't make it stop.
Probably like
So what do you want me to
2008.
do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm going to have to clear. Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids. Woo! Right up my ass, baby. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Like, yeah, this is a thick. I mean, I'll keep it. It's definitely a good HDMI. Maybe I'll check if it works. They did tie it up pretty tight. That's like the thing you'd never want to do with it. I meant to do that. This cable was wound. Here's a piece of tech advice that my father taught me, that don't ever wind. Like, I know you want to keep the cables neat and small and clean. Like, don't wind your cables too tight, because a lot of cases you'll end up damaging them. But I don't think Joey really cares. Like, yeah, like this is how it should be wrapped. Don't stress it. Dad, I'm jamming. Keep the song going. I'll give you another song. If I could find it.
Try to relax your anus. Your anus. Your shoulders. Try to relax your anus. Your anus. Your anus. Try to relax your anus. Your shoulders. Your anus. Try to relax your anus. Your anus. Try to relax your anus. Try to relax your anus. Try to relax your anus. Your anus. Try to relax your anus.
Oh la 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 la. Oh la 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 la.
Try to relax your anus. Your anus. Your anus. Try to relax your anus.
Yeah.
Your shoulders. Your
Yeah.
anus. Try to relax your anus. Your anus. Try to relax your anus. Your anus. Your anus. Your anus. Your shoulders. Your anus. Your shoulders. Your anus. Your shoulders. Your anus. Your shoulders. Your anus.
Wow.
Try to relax your anus. Your anus. Your shoulders.
We at DKLEs give crusty cables. Well, that cable's actually a beast. I could tell my stupid fucking... The software is going to lose its mind again. What? Oh, Steam Deck. Or Elgato. What are you doing? Yep. I mean, I just have to restart it, but fuck, man. Butt fuck.
He'll freaking, you know, he monetized the haters better than anyone I know.
Right. Well,
I've talked to him personally off air, and he's a fucking great guy, and like has a good moral compass to me. I don't think talking shit about people on the internet somehow changes who you are, right? As you're more.
Yeah, talk shit about Phil every day.
moral compass. I mean, you said moral compass. It's like, come on, dude. Like,
Can I ask Phil a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Phil, listen. All right, if me running Dromeler is like taking advantage.
I've never been enticed to, like, I think I bought one like refurbished. It was like super insanely cheap. It was a potato. They don't fit a need for me, you know,
of people's misery, right? Because the way I understand it, for how you're explaining it, is like a YouTuber will get canceled, and then I cover the story on my platform, or you know, you had the fappening, right? And I covered the story on my
the fappening. I call it the incident of May 1st. Philip Burnell, he had a thirst. He stroked his dick, his penis burst. The incident of May 1st.
platform, that I'm making money off of other people's downfalls, right? That's the way you see it.
Yes.
Well, there's people on YouTube that run documentaries on important things that happen on the internet. They're also in the same situation, correct?
What do you?
It's always like, what, remember like the E network? I don't even, they even still the fuck around. They used to have documentaries on the tragedies of things that happen in Hollywood. Like, that's just what people are. Why do you think rubbernecking is a thing, Phil? When there's an accident, rubbernecking means everyone.
Try to relax your anus, your shoulders. Look here, look, listen, I have the spreadsheets that you drank the gastric bypass juices from the top of Mount Everest. Please PayPal me the 10K you promised.
My editor is rendering the rough cut of the DKLD's review.
You mean by that?
They're making money. They're making money on a newsworthy story on the internet.
Like factual reporting of things that are happening, like a news network. Like, what do you mean?
Of course. And then
Oh, they ain't. Look at that article that CNN just put out saying that if I share a meme that has a black person in it, that's like the equivalent of me. And like no one on the left or the right is buying it. It's like, fuck you, CNN. So they're not factual, Phil.
I inject my opinion on these stories as well. But there are YouTubers, right? They're commentators, and then there's commentators that do like documentary style stuff that cover drama on the internet. You're saying that every single one of them is accepting blood money because they're voicing their opinions on what's going on.
Well, simply voicing your opinion is one thing, Keem, but let's take a look at your history here. There's been documented cases where you've actually staged stuff and extrapolated drama in situations where it didn't really exist. There's evidence of this. People have admitted
Explain
to it.
that. Explain that.
Yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, you got to back up a damning claim like that, son. You can't just sit there and sway back and forth in your chair and just walk away from that. Philip Burnell.
I'm not aware of these.
The documentary I watched last year, but June the King made this one. And I guess there was a situation with a YouTuber, and I forget if he was a Minecraft YouTuber or another YouTuber. And, you know, originally he appeared supposedly as an upfront, honest guest on Keemstar's show covering this drama. I think it was allegations that he had been with underage girls or something like that.
Oh, he's talking about Bashiverse, who passed away from COVID, by the way.
Okay.
Why was the horse feeling so stressed? It was saddled with responsibility. That is witty, clever, and now I am a changed man because of that joke. Thank you.
Breasts.
Breast. I just hear breasts. 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 Never blowing bubbles donated. The fappening is happening. The fappening is happening. The fappening is happening on May 1st, 2023. Special event. You know what I'm saying? Tilting head action required like DSP. Boobies and breasts for everyone with bubbles up my motherfucking ass, motherfucker.
You take the bubbles and shut them up your fucking ass. How about that?
I don't know why the fuck I read that like that.
Come to find out, later on, the whole, or at least part of it, was orchestrated between the two behind the scenes. Like, I guess he wanted to get back at someone, his ex or his current girlfriend.
What's up,
and
Minxy? I see you.
participated in that setup situation.
I meant to say hello to you like 20 minutes ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That doesn't even sound legit whatsoever. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have the right to deny it. That's fine. You know what? It's out there. And now I'm gonna masturbate. So you know that shit's out there, man.
But I just want to say, like, you participated in supporting a YouTuber, all right, that covered a story on my misery, right? If I supposedly did something wrong, you watched and supported another YouTuber doing exactly what Dromler does.
It's a good point.
Well, and on top of that, and just to kind of reiterate this, like, once again, Phil, you're telling Keemstar that.
He's scratching the whatever the fuck his facial hair is on his face. I give Phil half credit here. Keem has failed to do due diligence before. Yes, he has, of course, 100%. Yeah, but Keem got out in front of that. I'm not defending Keemstar, by the way. I just call it as I see it. Keemstar admitted he fucked up with that and said, yeah, it was an error that we pointed fingers at the wrong guy. He offered him money. Didn't they end up hating each other anyway? Whatever. Everyone hates everybody on the internet. We're all one big happy fucking family who all want to rip each other's throats out. Funny how Phil is low-key enamored with June the King because it's one of the only ones who ever spoke about him. I love to see Phil turn on June the second he makes a video about Phil. Oh, God, he would turn on him in a heartbeat. Again, you understand the only reason why Stuttering Craig got this interview. I was actually supposed to be a part of this podcast, but I'm an unreliable idiot, and it never happened. That's on me. I'm just being honest. But that was actually probably to Craig's benefit. Because Craig, I could guarantee you, if Phil knew I was going to be part of this interview, never would have happened. Never would have happened. He would have never, because I knew too much. Which is funny, because Adam is arguably going in just as hard, if not harder, than I would. No, he would. No. If I was part of this, it's not even an assumption. Okay, you don't believe me? Ask It's a Gundam. Be like, hey, It's a Gundam. Rich was supposed to be part of the Side Scrollers podcast. Do you think Phil would have interviewed if he was actually? He'd be like, fuck no. It would have, as soon as they, Rich is part of the pod. No, I'm not doing that. Rich can go fuck himself. He shit on my shoe. That's not even an assumption. Phil would have not. Maybe the only thing that I think maybe would have happened is that, no, probably not even this. If Rich isn't there, then he could interview me. But nah, because then he would be afraid that I would have told him a whole bunch of information. Nah, he wouldn't have been there. No way. The delicious chicken sandwich of May 1st, 2016. You have the actual picture of the chicken sandwich. I like you. What does Jay always say when people super chat? I like the way you move. I like the way you let out rats and farts in my bathroom. I like the way you leave the toilet paper on the windowsill and don't put it back on the roll. I like the way you pee on the toilet seat and just leave it there. Thank you. You're like one of my sons.
That he has the right to deny that because he's saying it didn't happen. Even though you're saying there's a mountain of proof in this.
Yeah, of course I would have. So long as I didn't have to stop doing anything here. Hell yeah, I would do the podcast. But Phil wouldn't do it. No way. With me? No way. No fucking way. No way. He would fucking get a restraining order on me if he found out I was going to be in the podcast with him. Hey, big bro, how you doing? How's your baby girl doing? She's doing better. It's a 10 is a hell of a thing, man. I mean, to let you know the severity of what she had with Steven Johnson's in the subset of a 10. 85% of her skin was open. It's now 25%. Went from 85% to 25. So essentially 85% of her body at one point was an open wound. Yeah, I wasn't exaggerating, man. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. You're going to probably be seeing a lot of Jay this upcoming week because I'm going to be down there, staying down there, because there's essentially like a hotel they have in the hospital that had an opening. Yeah. So, it's pretty crazy. Ten is no joke, man.
This documentary, right? The same thing is being said to you right now about your WWE legends and everything like that, and you have the right to deny it too, even though there's a mountain of evidence through documentaries online.
Correct.
One of the medicines I take can cause 10 if you're allergic. They literally describe it as your skin falling. That's essentially what it is.
But the difference, Keem, to respond to your point, sorry, there's a lot of points that just came up. The documentary is not just negative stuff about you. Okay, you understand? The documentary is actually covering your entire history. I've learned a lot of things about you that I find very admirable and very positive by watching that. It really did cover factually your rise and all the stuff that's happened and some of the
How
big
do you know that, though,
controversies you've been
factually?
involved in.
How do you know it's factual? I'm just curious. It's on the internet, so it must be true.
I know. Phil, real quick. I mean, I see documentaries on DSP, but you on the show said half of the stuff's not even true. So
Right.
I'm confused. Is the internet 100% trustworthy or not? Because when it's about me, it's all facts.
Yeah.
When it's about you, it's all lies. I'm confused.
It's not all facts and it's not all lies. It's always somewhere in between, right? We all know that. We're not stupid. We're not born yesterday. When you watch
Phil,
that
you
documentary,
act
you
like
gotta
it's all
kind
true
of
to
suspend your
them, though.
disbelief. Say, hey, okay, believe it or don't, right? Make your own judgments based
So
on
you
what
chose to
believe
believe this one when it came to Keem.
In a couple of particular cases, I'm not saying that one documentary is the only thing I've ever heard about Keem. There's been lots of people who've.
That's
been
what you're
involved with Keem
referencing
over the
a
years.
lot so far. So that's what I'm going on.
Can we come to the conclusion that me and you both have a bad reputation? We're controversial figures, but one of us is wildly more successful?
Oh, I'm not. I wouldn't even say I'm successful at all. So
Okay.
like, yeah, sure.
Keemstar, continue with what you were saying. Okay, I think we've established this. Keemstar, continue with what you were talking about leading up to this. You reached out to Boogie, Wings, and DSP. 50 grand on the table to start the podcast. Continue.
So knowing how to help all three of them, all right, and then also creating a business opportunity for myself, right? You know, it is all these things combined. And not only just helping DSP, Wings, and Boogie and myself, because this is a brilliant idea, but it's also helping every single person that's in this chat right now. It's also helping every single one of your haters, every single one of your guys' actual supporters. Everybody wants this content. This is a win.
But it doesn't matter because Phil doesn't want to accept it. You're asking him to have to be, even with a lot of money, to look in the mirror. And Phil wants to live in his delusion. He doesn't want to live in reality. He doesn't even want to consider himself a locale.
This is a golden opportunity. So knowing this and wanting to reach out to help you, I found you to be so incredibly.
I was going to do some test shooting for a movie, and now everyone thinks I'm a pedophile. I'm just saying this. What the fuck are you talking about?
Difficult to work with. Boogie already contacted you and told you that this was about a podcast. I publicly tweeted, reach out to me, 50,000.
Oh, you're talking about D Boogie. Oh my god, you're talking about D. Oh my god, I need to go to bed. You're talking about EDP. I'm sorry. I was like, what did you do, DBZ?
$1,000 and you ignored me. Then we finally start talking in DMs and your response is, well, email me because I want to set up a call. we're already talking in DMs on Twitter. Why can't we just jump on a call and talk right away? We're already communicating. You tell me to go email you. That is so weird from my perspective. If I reach out to the biggest YouTuber on the platform, Mr. Beast, and I text him, hey, we got to get on the phone. I got to talk to you about something. I'm going to talk to him within 12 hours. And this is a wildly more busy guy than you, Phil. All right. And that's the biggest YouTuber on the platform. This is how content creators communicate with each other. We don't,
yeah, you don't send it out to my AOL Phil Faps May 1st at AOL.com.
Email each other. Like, we have managers to do that stuff. We have lawyers to do that stuff. I have a team of people that will get in an email. I don't get in an email ever. I'm never in a Gmail ever. You know, this is, what are you talking about? That was so
that's like so like 90s. That's like so 1998.
Disrespectful to me when I'm just communicating you in Twitter DMs. We're talking back and forth and you're telling me I have to email you in order to get on a call. I was so confused by that, but I play along. All right. I think one of my people may have emailed you or something. I got a phone number. We set up a scheduled time when we're going to call and we're going to talk about this. And I call you during the scheduled time and you don't answer the phone. And then I get a message back saying, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I was streaming. I told you I work at this time. Well, even if that is true and you were streaming.
Yeah, but dude, it's not like you work you have like a schedule at the Olive Garden. It's not like you're a server there. You have to be at 1:45. Like, dude, push your fucking stream back an hour or two, dude. Who gives a fuck, man? I have like an area of time, which could be anywhere from fucking 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Who cares, dude? It's not like, what are you going to do, fire yourself, Phil? If that was the case, you should have done it 12 times over. Phil Faps oh no, don't mix them together.
That stream is not more important than my phone call and my opportunity. It's not.
The Philippines can fill up. You could tell Philip to fill up my ass. You know where that's from? You're a legend.
Phil, what do you think about that? Do you think that's accurate? You have an opportunity to put 5 figures in your pocket, and you kind of give us your mindset there, because
it's all semantics, because who cares how you're talking or whatever. First of all, Craig knows how to contact me. He contacted me to be on this show. It was pretty straightforward. Wouldn't you say, Craig? It was pretty easy to reach out to me. It wasn't hard to reach me, was it?
No, I emailed you. Yeah, it was easy.
So we were able to talk back and forth pretty reasonably with no issue, correct? I don't think we ever had an issue, right?
No. I think what we're hearing here is...
hold on. You think Craig is a big YouTuber, though? Come on. Look at this guy.
Oh, no. I'm not even saying...
Hey, once upon a time, buddy. Once upon a time.
This has nothing to do with size. This has to do with just being reasonable.
I'm ready
Someone
for
has a
May
business
1st
contact
too,
line.
Jarrett.
This is the best way to contact me. Please do it. But instead, you go to your giant audience on Twitter and you just scream, I want DSP to contact me immediately. $50,000 on the line. It's hostile. It's disrespectful. It's unprofessional.
It's showmanship, Phil. It's an act. It's to get people riled up for it. It's not hard to understand. Well, we're talking about Phil, but...
So you got triggered and were on the defensive immediately when you saw that from Keem. You did not see that he was actually...
Dude, I don't understand the fucking emails. If anyone wants to hit me up for business, you could send me smoke signals. You could send me an email. You could send me a Twitter DM. Oh, it doesn't matter, man. You could send me a message on a dating app if I was on there. I'm not on dating apps, so don't look for me. I'm really not. Who cares how you get, dude? It's not like we're two corporations looking to set up a... He's so ridiculous. He is. He
reaching
is
out to help. You know, even
not
though...
at all. I didn't even know. People had to tell me in my chat this was happening.
So according to like what I've just heard, you were talking shit about
humping Steven Crowder.
And he jokingly responded and kind of slapped you a lighthearted slap with a glove, but said, "You know what? I'm going to hook you up anyway."
Yes, send me a carrier pigeon. I don't care.
That's the vibe I'm getting. And you were
Hit me up on MySpace. Would you describe our Twitter DMs as business? I don't even know. You sent me the most rad. Like, hey man, just wanted to let you know I peed in my basement. I also peed on my PlayStation 5, and I'm just like, you know what? That.
Congratulations.
Try to relax your anus.
Phil BS, you did know you mentioned in your stream. Did somebody say carrier pigeon? Pigeon salad. Isn't pigeon like considered a delicacy in like European countries, and that's why pigeons are here?
We're stuck on that. What year was this, by the way? Just because I
Last
kind of
year.
have a. So this.
No, not Telegram. Fuck Telegram. Shady ass shit.
This was recent.
Yeah, roughly a year ago.
Wow. Okay. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a little further back. I mean, it feels like, Phil, you're in this time of like you're
Feels like
trying
Phil.
to find that way past this spot that you're in, and I don't mean to like call anything out, but it does feel like that's being stuck on level 1, right? And it feels like, I mean, shout out to Keem for like actually reaching out after you were talking shit. Like that's not something that happens. And if he was truly trying to help you out, like that's kind of surprising. I wouldn't, if someone was talking shit about me and I was as successful as Keem, I'd been like, fuck this person. I wouldn't even acknowledge them, especially as you say, it was just some small.
Yeah, but again, he saw a business opportunity. Let's not canonize Keemstar as the saint either. Like, I mean, whatever. It's a business opportunity. It just is what it is. He saw, wow, here are 3 people that have this like ecosystem of detractors around them, literally. That their videos get cumulatively probably 100. If you combine all of the detractors for like Wings, maybe not Boogie as much, but Wings and Phil, that's like hundreds of thousands, if not maybe 1 million plus views a day. Imagine monetizing that with like something on Spotify, but Phil can't do it. He's just, his brain isn't capable of it. Keem's analogy is so good. Even DSP stole it for his jerk-off podcast. Keem saw the angle and made the offer. And dude, his podcast isn't really a podcast. It's just, let me complain about shit for an hour. I mean, I guess I complain in all of my news videos, but I don't really make news videos anymore, so who fucking cares?
I don't remember what wording you chose, that you weren't even successful in your own mind.
But him talking shit to me isn't a personal thing, right? It's an opportunity for me to make a Twitter video and make some entertainment for my audience. Like when I go on the internet,
that's how you internet right there.
When I go on the internet, I'm not thinking about, will people like me? Will people hate me? I'm thinking, let me make a piece of content that people will enjoy watching, whether they like me or hate me or whatever.
Yep. That is how I am too. I have learned to embrace the shit show that is my Twitter, even when I occasionally engage with trolls. My takes are genuine. Like everyone with that mass shooting with that, the shooter was transgender, and of course it seemed now we have to put all the everyone who's transgender on a list. I'm like, at first I thought they were the first. There's been like 3 transgender mass shooters. Compared to the thousands of sexually frustrated heterosexual men that have been mass shooters, but now we need to put them on a list? My point being is, hell yeah, I brought that up. Did it burn a lot of asses? Yeah, it did. But that's why I do it. And if you don't like it, fuck you. And I put up numbers and facts. What are you going to do? Say that the whopping 3 transgender mass shooters, like, oh, that's it. They all got to be put on lists. Can't have a gun. When if you go by numbers and not the affirmation bullshit that you see out there from the grifters, they shouldn't be the ones on a list. It's the fleshlight fucking Elliot Rodgers who are the problem.
Let me make some piece of content.
That was a savage way to word it. Well done, Rich. I hear 5, I've heard 3, I've heard 4. It doesn't compare to the thousands of straight male mass shooters. And that is a fact. I literally looked up statistics. It is, and that's the thing. Like, I'll say that I know I'm going to get a lot of flack. There are people that I know there are people that hate me, or even they follow me and they despise transgender people. And this is like, yes, finally an excuse with no validation to hate them. Even though statistics back up no reason for me to have this excuse to hate them. But because I hate them, yeah. Yeah, I know there are people too, but everyone was like, "Oh, that's it. Got to put it. It's those hormone drugs. It's that's it. They're crazy because 3 to 5 of the mass shootings have been by transgender people. Let's not count the thousands of straight men who can't get laid, which is usually the primary reason that they do it, or they're lonely, aka they can't get laid. Let's just forget all that. Let's forget all the numbers and stats and facts that are out there. I don't know why I'm bringing this, but my point being is I don't give a fuck if I ruffle your fucking feathers. I don't give a fuck if you find me abrasive. I don't care if you hate me. What I care about is that you're talking about me. And it's not that I'm putting it out there just to put it out there. That is how I feel. But if how I feel pisses you off when you're talking about me because I pissed you off, then I did my fucking job. I don't care about having people just love me. I don't care about that. I just like speaking my mind and people are entertained by it. And if I rub you the wrong way, I don't fucking care. I'm not nice. Taint is a fact. Phil made my brain swell.
A very intelligent brain.
Who has more between wings, Phil? What do you mean? More like detractors? You're Child TV, you're talking about Tickle Television? He's like irrelevant now, man. He's tried to like pull me back in by passively mentioning me and stuff like that, but fuck him. Taint is a fact, of course. Yeah, dude, the right are hypocrites. Oh my god, they jumped all over the fact that the shooter was transgender. All over it. Like, where were you? What? So that's what you're going to go on? But you put out the facts and, oh, that's not a gotcha moment, Rich. And then you have, what the fuck did Blackbot? I'm going to call you out. All right, let's get the shirt off. And I'm going to call him out shirtless. So I'm sure he's going to clip this. He responded with something so Jordan Peterson, because he loves Jordan Peterson, that it made me want to say...
Breasts.
Dylan Bacon, yeah, I'm just not feeling that shirt, my dude. Let's see the nips, please. The nips are here.
Try to relax your anus.
You're nice, Rich. You're just brutally honest, which is a good thing. I could be a dick. I know I could be a dick. What did Black Bond say? That I was just like, oh, come on, dude. Hold on. Let me see. Well, here is my... Fuck it, I'll show you my tweet. My show is a mess. People know this. I just do whatever the fuck I want to do at the moment I want to do it. That's why I've been a fan of yours, Rich. Thank you, Snort Champions. I love your pictures, too. You are a straight shooter and don't care if people piss you off. Yeah, I don't. I really don't care. There was a time I did. That's why I used to feed the trolls for years. And then I realized, like, why do I care about some random fucking guy in some random country that I've never met and never will meet and don't want to meet? Like, why am I trying to prove myself to this fucking random idiot who has no bearing on my life? And I'm letting them have a bearing on my life by letting the trolling damage my brand by reacting to it. And again, if you being that, like, asshole on Twitter is better. It's actually good for my brand. You know, it's and I've just learned to not care. I'll piss you off, and if you don't like me, I don't fucking care if you don't like me. I don't care if you're a troll who doesn't like me. I don't care if you're a content creator that doesn't like me. I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here to entertain people, and if you don't like the way I do it, or if you don't like what I have to say, then stay in your fucking lane. Yes, isn't that the irony of it, Kyle? Some right-wingers are advocating that trans people have their gun rights taken away while also saying the government shouldn't take our guns. If it was just a fucking goofy-ass white dude who had 8 billion manifestos talking about how lonely he is, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers, thoughts. Now all of a sudden you want to put people on lists? Fuck you, you hypocritical pieces of shit. You're liars. Those are hate peddlers. They peddle hate for money. Those are the real ones, Philip Burnell. Anyway, for every grifting asshole who's using the fact that the Nashville shooter was transgender, why don't you do some fucking research and you'll see that 98% of mass shooters are men. But hey, you got to put out lies to keep making that money, right? Which is exactly what people do. And here it is from Black Bond, which is ironic because men that have never committed a crime get demonized when a small minority of men commit crimes, but now everyone's not allowed to keep that same energy. So you're saying that, oh, well, someone stereotypes, so let's just stereotype everybody and not go by facts and statistics. I'm like, is that what he's saying? Nothing like watching me rant, well, which I'm sure will be used against me. Dylan Bacon. And she identified as a woman until like only a few months ago. So everyone's trying to use like the hormone replacement therapy. Oh, see, that makes them lose their mind with the whopping 3 to 5 mass shootings that have been done by transgender people. Oh my God, let's just put away the thousands that have been mass shootings that have been committed by straight men. And again, which is ironic because men that have never committed a crime get demonized. Oh, it's such... Jordan, what does this even mean, Black Bond? When a small minority of men commit crimes, who's saying that any stereotype is okay? Oh, and this whole mindset that the straight man is oppressed in America is so fucking dumb. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's moronic. It's Jordan Peterson placating to a bunch of lonely dudes so they buy his books. So Dylan Bacon, yes, I am ranting with no shirt on. My wife, oh, I missed it. Damn. Brandon, I almost missed your super chat. Thank you. You've been a member for over a year. It seems like you have the golden cucumber. My wife is a teacher, and it scares me every day that I hope I don't have to experience this. Last month, they had a bomb threat. I have kids that go to school. Been dropping them off every day. Yeah, they locked the doors. That shooter didn't give a fuck that the doors were locked, blasted right through it. Yeah, when the fuck did he red pill hard? When I've noticed that. He is fucking take the red pill and he never looked back. Well, I'm a little mixed on that, Lone Star. When you have like these kids walking with like these scantily clad women, why at 3 or 4 years old are they doing that? I don't know. That has nothing to do with someone's gender. That's just like weird. They want to put people on lists where has that go? Yeah. They want to put people on lists. That's worked out well before. Yeah, he went Jordan Peterson hard, man.
Content that people are interested in. That's all I ever think about.
Thank you very much, Maury, for saying that. Phil's legacy is just not the one he wanted to be known for. That's 100% it. That's 100% it. He hates that he's known for this stuff, but who fucking cares? It is what it is, Phil. This is the bed you made, so just lie in it. It's not even the worst bed you could have made. Unfortunately, there's a video on Craig's channel that claims poor white people, his people are going nuts or whatever vid from probably, what are you talking? You got to send it to me. I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. I'll look into it.
When I come to the internet is serving viewers. All right.
Phil, hold on real quick. Phil, are you okay with this? You know, I don't want, yeah, just with this conversation, you know, I mean, you came on to do an interview with me and Craig. Mm-hmm. You know, it was a tough interview. You know, we dove deep into throughout, you know, what was going on, and you weren't prepared for, or didn't know that Keemstar would be on the show today. I didn't know either. This is all just kind of happened naturally.
This is the internet.
I just sent a shirtless picture to my editor.
As the guest on my show, I just wanted to ask you if you're cool. Like, I would love for this to continue. I just want to make sure you're cool with it.
I'm okay with this, but I mean, obviously,
cool.
we want to get back to the other topics too, right? I mean, we kind of put everything on pause. Came and
we sure, but I think something good is happening here, right? We're working through things. We're understanding what each perspective.
This is a therapy session. This is a therapy session. We're working through things. We're communicating. We're getting things out. What is going on? I agree with what you're saying about the drag. The thing is that the state has never stopped in to enforce that except for when it's... Yeah, that's a problem. I agree. Now all of a sudden, like, it should not be okay for anything. Like, why does, like, a 5-year-old need to, like, be around strippers? Doesn't matter transgender or not. It's weird. But all of a sudden, it's not okay when it's transgender, though. But hey, if they want to... Really? Yeah, dude, he went off the fucking rails. And you know what's sad? I will give Black Bond credit. He's a lot of the... him and Broken Games, HDR, Dolby Vision... whatever Broken Games HD, I still go by him as. If it wasn't for them, man, I probably wouldn't be doing this now. Is what it is, you know. Play the RTU Cucumber Nation. Phil is forever. Yes. Send me a link on Twitter and let me know. You don't have to super chat to send me the link, by the way. So we're going to continue with this. I don't want to dig for it right now. Where are your tits? Thank you for becoming a member.
I understand your perspective, Phil. I understand Keemstar's perspective. So I got a question for you, Keem. Is this, you don't mind if I call you Keem, do you?
No, that's.
Don't mind if I call you Keem. I'm going to call Keemstar Fred. I don't know why. I'm just going to call him Fred. All right, here we go. Hold on, let me copy the link. I'm actually curious about this. I haven't seen this shit in a long time, man.
What is up, RTU Nation? I'm your host, Harry Brownstar. Let's get right into the boobs.
Oh, God. That was fucking awful.
It's fine.
Okay,
Everyone calls.
God, I remember making that. That was like in the winter of 2016, I believe.
Okay.
All right. All right. All right. Is the offer still there for this to happen?
I mean,
if Phil is open to it,
I would say potentially, but not really, right?
Look, it is what it is. Like, I don't even want to go into. But yeah, no one had a problem until it was drag shows.
You know, I took Wings of Redemption and Boogie 2988, who were willing to work with me and understood this business opportunity. And I'm setting up a boxing match between the two of them. And I'm going to break the internet with this. All right. This is.
Yeah, that video is ancient, dude. The Exposed song I made in 2016, too. 7 fucking years ago.
A awesome opportunity for Wings, an awesome opportunity for Boogie. This is going to be broadcasted on May 13th, and I haven't even announced this anywhere yet. This is an exclusive. It's going to be free to watch.
Oh shit!
It's going to be free to watch. And
can I ask a question?
Yeah,
of course.
This is it. I am the guest, right?
Of course.
Yeah, please ask. Yeah.
Keem, again, I understand your reasoning here. You're saying I'm just making content people want to see, right? Is there any line that you won't cross when it comes to content that you think people want to see that you can make profit on? Do you have any kind of restraint? Do you ever feel that morally something is too far?
I'll slap my ass for you, I am error. Deal.
Because I personally and many others hear this about this boxing match coming up. Okay, now let me give you my perspective. Okay.
Okay.
Wings of Redemption, Boogie, two desperate guys. We all know they're down on their luck. They could definitely use some money, right? We all know this. They publicly project that to the internet. They're both, technically, from what we can see and understand, they're kind of unhealthy. Maybe not. Who knows? But you only know what they project, correct? Do you not feel that having two people like this, overweight, possibly unhealthy, doing a boxing match against each other so that everyone on the internet can laugh at them could possibly, just possibly, be either putting them in harm's way or maybe be considered morally reprehensible because of the repercussions that could happen during this match?
Dude, they have to go for like physicals and shit. He can't just plop him in a ring. Be like, all right, go at it, Chief.
Do you not think they're adults that they can make their own decisions, though?
That is true, too.
Phil?
That's
I'm
fine.
Just
I mean,
curious.
anyone can make their own decisions. That's
I'm
fine.
sorry, Keem. Please answer them.
let me respond. All right. Every single influencer boxer
was Ron DeSantis. He does look like a meatball. I got to give Donald Trump. Meatball Ron does look like a meatball with a wig.
whether they're healthy or not, is putting themselves in harm's way for entertainment. They're all warriors, and they all deserve respect. Wings of Redemption and Boogie haven't gotten any respect. In fact, it's disrespect. Very similar to you, all right? And by doing this, they will get respect. Whether people laugh or not, they are going to get respect for jumping in that ring. But you mentioned that they're unhealthy. Of course they're unhealthy. But I can tell you right now, behind the scenes, and nobody knows this, both of them have actively already lost weight training for this fight. This is a positive thing in both of their lives. And I don't think either one of them have the ability to seriously hurt the other. Do you? Do you think they're in real danger by fighting each other? I think these are equal opponents.
This is not a serious boxing match, Keem. They're not boxers. They don't know anything about boxing.
I don't do meatballs, but steaks I absolutely do. I shove them right in my ass.
You two overweight guys that are going to go at it, swinging. You know,
Are you going to watch?
No.
Yes, you are.
No,
yes,
I'm not. I don't watch
believe
that
you.
crap. I don't watch your crap.
Phil,
Are you out of your
Phil,
mind?
you know who is gonna watch it, Phil?
Everyone else.
Everyone. Great answer. That's exactly what I would have said.
I just don't believe you. It really comes down to what I just said a little while ago. When I look at like making content for the internet and doing stuff like this.
But again, they have to go for a physical first and get checked out, like EKGs, the whole nine. You can't have something like that without them being certified to go.
My question is, will this serve viewers? And I know it will.
Dude, it have to be 6 figures. Rich, you're not worth that much. I agree with you, but that's the only way I'm fucking doing it.
I know so many people are going to tune in. I know so many people want to see this. And I don't believe you when you say you're not going to watch this. I think you are going to watch this fight.
It's okay if you want to have a milkshake and get a little fat. You can come over to my house and show me your asshole, and I'll lick it good. Gonna lick it hard and good.
Yep. That's my fucking editor.
So
Phil-
mistaken. You have known
Phil-
nothing about me then, dude.
Well, let's ask this, Phil. And this is just my morbid curiosity. If there was an opportunity for you, Phil, to do something physical, box, whatever, I don't know, whatever it may be, that was a kind of a YouTuber versus YouTuber opportunity. Would you be open to that? Open to
no way.
Anything like that?
Wouldn't do it.
No.
That's not what I'm about. I'm on the internet to share my passion for games, to have a cool social interaction with this, my viewers, my fans, whatever you want to call them. I'm not here to make a mockery of myself or, do a publicity.
But you make he doesn't get it that he makes a mockery of himself essentially every day. This is where, like, Phil, you saying that Keem lacks self-awareness. Wow. Like, dude, one of Phil's detractors that I follow, he had like 4 clips in a row of Phil falling asleep on stream. Like, that to Phil is meaningful, I guess. Neither WWE, Logan Paul, KSI, Michael Reeves, and iDubbbz Phil, yet they boxed and were perfectly fine. Yeah, but they weren't the size of Boogie and Wings, though. I get what people are saying, but again, you can't get in the ring unless you get a green light from a doctor anyway. Got to get a physical.
Stunt. I don't do that kind of stuff. People will say I do, whatever. It's your perspective. From my perspective, I just want to be in my lane with my viewers, doing a good, fun stuff. I have no aspirations of grandeur or anything like that. I don't want to blow up because I did a stupid internet boxing match with someone. It's so stupid to me. Immature.
That's fine, Phil. If I could finish why I'm frustrated and explaining myself.
Continue.
Because, like, look, this all started with me retiring and you having, a bad opinion on me, and then us having that metaphor of, you being on level 1. Like, I really did retire like a year ago. I pretty much did retire. Now I'm doing DLC, but I'm not paying for the DLC. The DLC is paying me, and I'm doing more and more and more and more stuff in this space because I just love it so much.
You know, I assure you, I don't have Keemstar money. I'm not retired, obviously, but I guess I could say I essentially retired the news. The news is dead. The days of like super exciting news are fleeting now. There used to be a time there was a time you could talk about a lot more. Now I talk about that shit here. Robo Taco, thank you for super chatting. First super chat here too, thank you. Phil would turn down $100,000 to compete in the fastest elevator ride challenge and beg for $25. Yeah, he would turn. Yeah, he makes, dude. I could picture one day, like I've said, like a reality TV show wanting to. He would say, "No, that's not what I'm about, man. I'm about making meaningful." Like Phil, like come on, dude. It's not like you do a variety show and you're too little too late with the DSP reaction, son. You are. You missed the boat. Like, why not do something like that? What are you going to do? Be gaming in your 50s and 60s? I mean, to game for the fun of it, yeah. But you're going to be doing this? Dude.
And it comes from a place of you absolutely loving what you do and loving these video games. You know who else likes video games? Wings and Boogie. You don't think the
Dylan Bacon, thank you very much. I appreciate all the support, guys. That's why we can do, like, my editors gave me a rough cut of the DK Oldies videos. That's why we could do the higher production value stuff, because we stream more, and that funds the higher production value stuff videos. Higher production value videos. What the fuck did I just say? You get my point.
three of you on a podcast would be a good thing. You guys talking about games, giving your opinions, talking about current events.
Thank you, Pigeon Salad. Thank you, everybody.
Events and whatnot.
Listen to my voice, man. That's how you know I've had way too much marijuana. And I always end up staring at the bird. What would you do if I spoke like this the entire street? This deep, sultry voice with a deep, sultry bird.
Breasts.
You don't think that's a positive thing?
Keem, I just said right here on the show, I would love to do a show with those
Okay.
guys. I'm friendly with them. Behind
So-
the scenes, I have conversations.
Yeah, you say that though. You just like you said, I would love to do this interview with Craig. I'm excited. And he would walk off and quit the show as soon as he got asked something that was stressful, man. That's just fact, Phil.
So when I couldn't get a hold of you and I called you multiple times, it wasn't once and you ignored, it was multiple times. I kept calling, I kept DMing you, and you said, "Oh, I'm streaming now," and da-da-da. Couple weeks went by.
Random stoner thought though. I heard the Last of Us Part 1 on PC is a fucking mess. Awesome.
By the way, that's
And-
false what he's saying, but I'll let him keep going. It's fine. Whatever. Believe it as fact, you know.
No. We want to hear your perspective. That's what we're doing here.
Did he not call you multiple times?
He called me at least once, maybe twice, but I think it was just
What is with PC all of a sudden getting a bunch of shit ports again? What's happening?
once. It could have been twice.
The amount of times that you've said during this interview that you don't really remember is shocking.
Because I don't document this stuff. Why do I care?
But how can you say with such certainty that it wasn't you, or that he didn't call, or that all these things if constantly I'm just calling it out, or I'm not trying to come at you, but that I've just noticed that a lot. So now
That's
you
fine.
say actually he called maybe twice. Could it have been 3 times? Could it have been 4 times?
There was a period, I remember during the 7th generation, where PC was always like an afterthought. But that stopped. That even stopped during the 7th generation. Now I feel like we're going back to shoddy PC ports.
Hey,
you didn't even notice?
It was 1 or 2.
Yeah, Stuttering Craig, he'd be from Screw Attack. Yes, this is the OG from Screw Attack. Very nice dude.
How do I know?
3 or 4.
I'm just,
I specifically remember when he called me during a stream, and I'm like, who's calling me? And then when I went on a break I open my phone. I'm like, this must be him because I don't have his phone number. I'm assuming this must be him because of the, you get locations tied to phone numbers or whatever. And I'm like, why is he calling me when I gave him the specific times to call me? He's calling me when I said I was busy.
But even then, Phil, you may be busy, but there's a call worth.
Yeah, there's a call worth $50,000 fucking dollars, as opposed to like what, the 200, 300, 200 or 400 you'll make a stream. Stream later. Stream after you're done with the fucking call. You're not working at Macy's where you got to punch in a clock and they'll write you up if you're 5 minutes late. Jesus fuck.
Potentially 50 grand plus more on the backside of this that could take 10 minutes. I mean,
Change your life.
And once again, your true fans will understand. Look, I had to get on a phone call. This is a real.
Dude, I stream variable times every single day. I don't like, you could guarantee that I'm not, the most consistent thing about Rich Masucci is that Rich Masucci is fucking inconsistent.
Really important business call. I appreciate you guys.
Like, dude, and I still have an audience here. I have larger viewership than you do, and I'm not getting 5,000 people to stream concurrently watching. It would be nice if that happened. Probably would happen if I put out clips of my streams, which eventually I will hire someone to do. Just with what's going on, I'm not going to be looking right now. I forgot my point. I hate Keemstar, but if the motherfucker called me up and offered me $50K to be in a podcast with Wings and Boogie, I'd say yes. Yeah, and he's just, that's my point. Him with the, oh, I'm doing something right now. Dude, then undo it. And if your audience likes you enough, you could stream a half an hour late and they'll be okay. Like, give me a break, dude. It's so silly. He's so illogical.
And you know what? They're going to stay there with you. They're going to stay there watching because
his brain is an unsolved Rubik's Cube that makes sense only to Phil. It's solved to Phil, but we see all the pieces are out of place. Everyone else sees it except Phil.
They want to know what's happening. They want to know more about this. Like, the idea of not taking a call just because you're streaming, like, your fans will understand that, man.
No, and again, I didn't even know that was him. I didn't have his number. I'm checking after.
You didn't say that before. I don't know. So I think a Phil fanboy went after their videos.
The fact during a break or whatever. But the fact that this guy can't call me when I'm giving him the times to call was baffling to me. So first, he won't. The true interaction here, I had to DM him. He wouldn't contact me. I had to DM him. He would not talk further in the DM about what this was until I demanded it. I'm like, dude, just tell me what you're talking about to see if I'm interested. I don't want to get on a call with you unless you just say, what if he had said something I'm totally not interested in at all? I can say, no, we're not even bothering with it. He wouldn't, I had to like pull strings.
Phil, would you do a May 1st documentary?
To get him to even say, okay, I want you to be like a host on a show. And then he wouldn't even talk any further.
Good
He
night,
demanded
everybody.
a phone call.
Who's saying
I
good night?
give him my number. I give him the specific times to call. He calls the wrong times.
Well,
right?
I mean, according to what I hear.
Oh, dude, I've gotten delayed phone calls or people call like, hey, call me between 2 and 4. They call at 5. Oh, no. Jesus, God, Christ, man. They reported Returnal. Well, I remember Arkham Knight was a hot fucking mess when it first released. I'll wait for what Digital Foundry is going to say before I wanted to see how it was going to run on the Aya Neo, and I was like, Returnal did turn out pretty good. Yeah.
Hold on, I just want to say this real quick. According to what I'm hearing from Keem, he was going to put up $150,000 to do a show with 3 guys. Like, that's a risk. That's him and
putting the shirt back on for a second. What did I just knock? I knocked over the horse. I gotta clean this fucking room. My My two sons are going to stay with their other grandparents tomorrow, so I gotta do some cleaning and shit. Oh, and it became tolerable pigeon salad towards the end, but in the beginning it was fucking terrible.
Investing a lot of his income to try to help these guys, for including yourself. And I think a phone call, wanting to do it over a phone call is like just that's nothing in comparison to what he's trying to do. All right, I just needed to say that, Keem.
And Phil, listen.
Do you want to know why I don't like the phone call idea? Why I wanted it in writing? Would you like to know?
In just a second, Keemstar, go ahead.
Phil, now that we're talking about this and we're communicating for the first time back and forth, all right, I can tell just by how you're reacting and what you're saying back to me that you actually understand that this was a great opportunity. And that's why we needed to be on the phone, is so we could actually communicate. We could hear each other's voice. We could talk this thing out. You can ask me questions. The text conversation.
Yeah, like I've had business dealings before, and like you'll start with maybe a message or a DM or an email or whatever, and then it goes into a phone call.
The email.
I don't understand what. Well, we're talking about Phil. Everything is mind bending with Phil. It's why his brain is always swollen.
Back and forth. All right. That's not like really how business gets done. That's how contracts get done. That's how managers communicate back and forth and do deals. But like when we're at the very beginning of an idea and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with this business, it has to be like real communication back and forth in a phone call, like it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it was so important for me to get on the phone with you.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree? Does it make sense to you, Phil?
What I was going to say was
Sure.
The reason I wanted it in writing was very simple.
No, there was crickets chirping in Phil's fucking head the entire time Keemstar was making a good point. He was like, yeah, but that I had to stream at 8. Yeah, look, this is not a shot at autistic people, and I'm sure you understand, but this is definitely a Rain Man Phil moment with Phil. Yeah, definitely have to stream at 8 o'clock. But Phil, I'm offering you 50 fucking grand, like, as a sign-on bonus for a podcast. Even if it fails, you get to keep the 50 grand. You get 25% of what the revenue stream is from it. Yeah, I definitely have to stream at 8 o'clock. I have my fans waiting for me at 8 o'clock. I have to stream at 8. Phil, did you just fucking fart? Uh-oh, fart. That's literally, he was Rain Manning. He was Rain Manning. I'm not making fun of people. I'm just being, yeah, definitely have to stream at 8. If I don't stream at 8, then people think I'm not there, and then they'll get nervous if I don't stream at 8. I gotta stream at 8. Gotta stream at 8. Gotta stream at 8.
All right. Again, you have to understand, Keem, you have a lot of stuff that's said about you on the internet. You know that. We've agreed to that.
But
right?
so do you.
Yeah, who cares? Who fucking dude, you could talk to someone, you could literally, I've been called a pedophile. I've been you affiliated with criminals. Just give me my 200. What other shit have I been in that I don't even remember? There's been so much. Who cares? Every single person who's a content creator to someone is the Antichrist. It's not like it's Quantum TV offering you this deal.
I am thoroughly tickled.
So sick of hearing that from you.
If I'm going to deal with this guy, if I'm going to deal with this guy,
I understand, Phil, that you are a dumb.
I want our conversation in writing, because what's to stop me from getting on the phone with Keem, having a conversation?
So you talk to him and then he'll hand you a fucking contract.
Oh. And the next thing I know, he completely lies about what we just talked about to get drama on his content.
Phil, that's like me going to Craig. Like, hell no. I hear all this shit about Phil. I don't want him to come up here and start fucking wanking it on the show live. You know what I mean?
I do. Like you saw all the troll Twitter accounts for Phil. Hey, look, we got a clip from the podcast, and they have the picture of Phil fapping with everyone else looking normal. I gotta piss. I'll be right back, birds.
And now I'm gonna masturbate. And now I'm gonna masturbate.
You don't want to be butt fucked. Trust me.
Wow.
That is the weirdest fucking picture I've ever made. Like, it just makes no sense whatsoever, but I love it. Like, why are there birds? Why are there men in ties? And why is Phil's floating head just looking at one of them condescendingly? It's just fantastic. Phil is a man. All right.
That's like me believing what is on the.
If I took this phone call, I would have been done to wrap at 11 p.m. It's too late for my WWE champ. You know what's sad is there may be a small chance, ramen noodles, that you have a point. I mean, I have been on a content creator for 15 years. It's also weird too. Like, dude, you're not punching the clock. It's very Rain Man of him. I'm not trying to be offensive to people that are on the spectrum. I have a lot of people that are on the spectrum that agrees that Phil probably is on the spectrum. He just hasn't been diagnosed. It is very spectrum-ish. You have someone saying, look, you got to just sit here and talk on a microphone for like a year and you'll get a cut of the show and a 50 grand sign-on bonus. He's like, nah, I definitely have to do my show. Definitely have to do my show for like 150 people. Got to play Disney Dreamlight Valley. I feel a little bad for Wings of Book about losing the podcast offer because Phil is so prideful. And the thing is, he has pride, but then he'll like belittle himself and beg. He still is begging. He stealth begs now. It's like, oh, we know I don't see us hitting our goal. No, Phil, it's your goal to make money. Next non-Phil stream happening in 2030 confirmed. Well, then we got the, maybe. We may still be going with Phil at that point. Phil is the biggest. Phil has no self-awareness. Boogie and Wings have Wings knows that he feeds the trolls. Boogie knows that he feeds the trolls. Wait, Phil does not. He has no fucking clue.
Internet, when I think this was actually it was a tough, but it was a good show. You know, and it was a chance for you to come clean and like really try to tackle some of the shit that's out there. But it's like you're using the same kind of shit that people have been using against you, but you're using against Keemstar. It doesn't make any sense.
Harry Brownstar.
I don't listen. I don't trust the guy.
You do
I
hear it.
just
You do
don't.
see
I don't
it, right?
trust him. I do not trust Keem.
But once again,
You don't know me. We've never
Right.
even talked.
How do you not trust the man when you're getting your information from the internet? The internet is not a real place.
Like,
I can tell you this. I do business with the biggest content creators on this entire planet. All right. I don't just run a show called Drumler. I develop video games. I represent YouTubers. I get them brand deals. One of my companies represents the biggest streamer on the planet. I have a long business history with FaZe, Mr. Beast. Like, you don't know anything about me. You don't, right? But if we had a conversation and you got to learn about me and what I've done.
This is what's going on in Phil's head as Keem is talking. Let me just... What are we at? We'll reverse it a little bit.
The reason I wanted it in writing was very simple.
This was actually...
Companies represents this entire...
But once again,
you don't know me. We've never even talked.
How do you not trust the man when you're getting your information from the internet? The internet is not a real place.
Breasts. I can tell you this.
Breathe in my ass. UHUHUHUH. Breathe out my ass. Huh. Breathe in my ass. Never exhale again.
Well, if your ass smells good, that's fine. So watch as Keem is talking. This is why the birds are on.
Business with the biggest content creators on this entire planet. All right. I don't just run a show called Drumler. I develop video games. I represent YouTubers. I get them brand deals. One of my companies represents the biggest streamer on the planet. I have a long business history with FaZe, Mr. Beast.
All right, no more birds. That's what's going on in Phil's head.
Like, you don't know anything about me.
Edibles are in the freezer. Chicken tacos. Actually, chicken tacos sound good.
You don't, right? But if we had a conversation and you got to learn about me and what I've done and the business opportunities that I've created for this industry for the last 15 years, your opinion of me would be wildly different than you watching a drama documentary about me, something that you're against. Like, this is blood money, but that's where you got your information from.
It talked a lot positively about you. Why do you think I watched a drama video about you? That's not what I watched.
So it talked positively about me.
So now it makes even less sense. So he speaks out of both sides of his mouth in the same video.
But by watching it, you had a negative view of me. That doesn't. It's
no,
not
I told you.
up.
I respect you immensely, but I don't know after.
No, you don't. You are such a fucking. You are a paper tiger. You are an absolute paper tiger. I have no idea. Sam.
It's not just that. There's other things too. Other people that have said things about you and their dealings with you. I have to kind of be protective of myself and my business and my family.
Was there ever a story?
Yeah, he has to protect Jasper.
With you, I do. I feel there's a risk that I could be, hung out to dry somehow.
I know that there's multiple things that I've done wrong in my career, like 1,000%. I have said outlandish things in the attempt of making entertainment and entertaining people.
Yeah, he is completely lost, J. Cruz. 100%. He knows his argument to not work with Keemstar just sounds dumb.
2015, one of the biggest things, my team got a story wrong, and I went on air with the story wrong and falsely accused someone of being a pedo. It was wrong identity. It wasn't even the same guy. All right. If you look at that story and actually look into it, the person that exposed Keemstar for that and brought that to the internet was Keemstar. I exposed myself for getting it wrong. I right away tried to make, it right with that guy, offer him 20 grand. This is like back in 2015. If you actually look into any of this stuff about me, you're going to see Keemstar saying wild effed up stuff, and he's definitely wrong. But you're going to see Keemstar making mistakes and trying to make amends for it if you actually take the time to look into it. Now, you're on this show asking these audience, detractors, these gentlemen running this podcast to treat your story and what's said about you fair. I should have gotten the same respect from you, or at least a respect to get a phone call just so we could better know each other.
Phil,
but that didn't
Phil.
happen. And if I could finish, because I'm almost
Sure.
done
Yes, sir.
with representing.
Turtles breathe out their ass. Well, thank you for that news.
You know, my point in all this, I called him multiple times. I couldn't get a hold of him. It rubbed me the wrong way right from the beginning when he was trying to send me to an email, which made no sense to me. And I think 2 weeks roughly went by, and I went on YouTube, and because I was looking up DSP stuff, you know, doing research for the podcast, the algorithm like sent his live stream in my feed. So I tune into it. And I'm telling you, the minute I tuned in, I saw Phil begging for money to pay rent and utilities. And I just lost it in his chat. I'm like, I cannot believe that like you're doing this right now.
Yeah. Why do you have no, it's not beyond you. You put your pride aside to get those tips, how you get them. But you have too much pride to take a sign-on bonus for a podcast. It's just, what's up, Oscar? How are you?
2 weeks ago, I was trying to get a hold of you, offering you the greatest opportunity you've ever been offered in your entire career. Phil, if this podcast was a success.
This is a PSA from Tickled Bubbles Inc. We regret to inform everyone that our stock of bubble bottles are out. We made a deal with YouTuber Lightside Paul, and all bottles will only be available for him.
Oh, we'll play games. We can definitely play games. I'm never blowing bubbles ever again.
All right. Everyone in the chat and you are looking at $50,000. It wouldn't be $50,000. This podcast would make millions. It would be a wild success. It would be a brand. This is something that would be clipped on TikTok.
Maybe so. That could be the case, Josh Jones.
YouTube Shorts, Instagram. People would talk about this, just like you're being clipped on your little live stream now, except for we would have an opportunity to monetize it.
Phil, do you understand kind of the you know, obviously I think what Keem is saying, he has this business experience, right? He's offering you an opportunity, you turn the other way. But there's a lot of things that you're saying today. You're talking about you know, Keem making mistakes, saying things, doing business the wrong way. That can also be said about yourself. And the things that you're saying are very. I mean, it's like holding a mirror up to yourself.
No,
I feel
he
like
doesn't have fear of success. He's wired different. And unless so, like, people said, why don't you go see us? Because people said after the show, like, I think even his fans said, why don't you go see a psychiatrist or psychologist? I don't have time for that. I work 6 days a week. Phil, yeah, you don't have time for that. Like, I don't have time for the gym. It's an excuse. It's a fucking excuse, dude.
there's actually a lot of similarities between Keemstar making mistakes. You've made mistakes, things that we touched on during this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do understand the similarities between what your argument is for not wanting to work with him and the reason why you have so many detractors.
Sure. What I would say is the difference between me and Keem, outside of wild amount of popularity,
why does Keemstar have toilet paper?
Is that if you take a look at the body of work that I've done in the 15 years I've done it, all right, you would say, has Phil ever really outright with anything he's done actually concretely hurt someone to the point where, like, you know,
John Rambo and Howard would raise their hands?
Wow, what a heinous person. People will say that about Keem. They will say that about Keem, okay? And at the end of the day, when I
haven't been able to super chat lately, stuff's a little tight right now. Don't worry about it, man. Danny the Foot, no problem. Thanks to you and Jay for helping me decompress. I can relate to that, but thank you very much, dude. Thank you.
I have to make business decisions about who I'm going to associate with and who I'm not going to. That's a factor, and it's a moral factor for me. It's not
moral factor. Shut the fuck
nothing
up.
to do with Keem's business sense. Keem, you are a great businessman. Everyone knows that. I think you would actually run the podcast very, very well.
Because he bans anyone who talks like we do. He doesn't want it. Why do you think he now dislikes Craig and Adam? And did that like half-handed threat? Like, I know stuff about them too.
I do. I would love to do this podcast with Boogie and Wings. I have a problem with you morally, dude, with the content you put out.
Fuck off.
I do. And
I'm gonna let him respond. Let him respond to that.
Yo, Keem, I'm a low cow. Sign me up for 50 grand. Let's go. I'm actually somewhat entertaining too. Come on. I know you hate me. I'll put my pride aside for 50 grand. And I'll make that show entertaining as fuck. Phil has a lot of insecurities and didn't accept the deal because he doesn't want to leave. And as soon as someone brought up shit that he couldn't handle, like the stuff I talk about, you know Wings would say it. Wings is a straight shooter with shit like that. He would walk off. He can't interact with other people. He is incapable of it. Rain Man Burnell. Uh-oh, fart. Oh, I would do a podcast with Gundam. I know he's more on like the anti-woke stuff. I'm not on. But we also have a lot of mindset, especially when it comes to this man. We're like on the same exact page. My favorite scene is when he tries to be better by calling out Keem with the boxing. Yeah, dude, first off, Phil, they are grown men that are making their choice, okay? Secondly, it's not like Fight Club. You don't just go underground and just start pummeling the fuck out of each other. You can't have this event unless they both go for physicals and are given the green light for me to burp uncontrollably. They are given the green light to do it. You're making it like he's just like, get in the ring. Kind of like how I stupidly said to my troll in a Twitter video back in, I want to hit the applause, I'm spamming it. Oh God, I said that back in 2016. I was such a fucking douche. Anyway, let's get through this video. I'm tired.
Listen, you just said that you've never hurt anyone, right? And
Phil doesn't understand being a man. He's always trying to have a daddy or mommy hold his hand and give him... Dude, he won't even upgrade his computer to Windows 10. I think he has a 6-core, what is it, like a 4930K he has? I think that's a 6-core 12-thread processor. Doesn't matter, it's old. He's streaming from it now. He won't upgrade to Windows 10. And he's making this whole big rigmarole as to why, oh, what happens if it breaks my computer? It's not going to break your fucking computer, Phil. And worse comes to worse, you can go back to Windows 8.1 if it does, which it won't. But he doesn't want it, and he's already throwing out the crumbs and the seeds to say, maybe we'll look again at prices of computers. Why do you need a $2,000 fucking computer when your soon-to-be a decade-old computer is doing everything you want? Just upgrade the hard drive to an SSD. Put Windows 10 on there. I will not let that go. If anyone specifically, look, man, people support my show. I'm not knocking people supporting him, super chatting him and stuff like that. But if people specifically support him to get a $2,000 computer, when the man says he hates gaming on PC, he just talked about it. When his current computer is doing just fine, you are idiots. You are dumb. He is playing you like a fool. Rant done. Again, I'm not talking about support. Dude, I get support on my streams too. Overwhelming support. It's fucking incredible. But I'm not asking people to specifically donate for someone. I'm not... Look, everyone has money. Most people on this planet have money problems, Phil. They don't talk about them, though. They just go on with their... You make this shit public. That's why it's talked about. Phil doesn't even turn off his PC because he's afraid his settings will default and he's tech illiterate. He's so lazy he can't learn how to troubleshoot the centerpiece of his business and social life. Yes, it's so true. And everything, you've worked with Keemstar. You're in this shit. Everything is a Google search or YouTube search away. How would I put it? How do I install a SATA SSD? Which... should really need a tutorial for, but okay. Look, So if you've never done it, fine. It's there. Want to know how to install Windows 10? Make the Windows 10 media creation tool. You get a cheap-ass 32 gigabyte, what is this? Yeah, 32 gigabyte thumb drive. I think you could have an even smaller one than that, but why even waste your time? And boom, there you go. Install Windows 10, especially because your computer is so old, it'll just automatically download the drivers. It'll work. Oh, he is, and he's sitting there like a fucking buffoon because he can't use the Stream Deck. He was donated a Stream Deck, but he won't use it because it won't work with Windows 8. So he uses a fucking sound machine that he got from the Dollar General at his corner store bodega. And now, guys, it's time for my exciting segment of Phil's Day Off. As a matter of fact, Phil, I'm not doing it now because I'm too fucking tired. I gotta drive my kids to school in the morning. I'm taking the sound that he puts from his sound machine. I'm taking a clip of it, put it on an actual Stream Deck. He's fucking going to the dollar store to get sound effects for his streams that he makes a living on. Like, look, you don't need to have super high production value. Tell everyone, like, Rich, how do I do his startup? You could get a 1080p 60 webcam, $45 USB, that 5.5 mic. Some of you bought that. It was surprisingly good. It was a whole kit for $45, and you're good to go. But you got, like, no, you can't use a sound machine that you got at a dollar store. Unless it's like a joke. But you literally said you use that instead of your Stream Deck because you don't want to upgrade your operating system. Stop it, Phil. Stop it now.
And you talking trash doesn't hurt me. That's just an opportunity, right? But when you treated me the way you did behind the scenes, this sounds like bullshit coming from me, but you hurt me. I was offended. I was hurt. Like, why?
No, you weren't. You were not hurt.
Why are you treating me like
I
this?
disagree with Keem here. Having Phil on isn't a good business decision. Wings and Bogey are entertaining. Phil has all the charisma of a jar of hot mayonnaise. Just have light side Paul instead of Phil.
I gotta kind of agree with you. What a lot of the secret sauce to Phil is that he's not self-aware. And he's a fucking idiot. If Phil became self-aware of the reason why he's so notorious, and there's countless channels that clip him on a daily basis, which, God bless, you distill through the hours upon hours of incessant boredom that are Phil's streams. If he became aware, it would be over, because he's not actually funny. He's funny because he's an idiot.
Why can't you treat me like a man, and why can't we have a conversation? If you came to the conclusion that, no, I don't want to do this, this isn't right for me, that's fine. But you really showed me no respect at all. It was so disrespectful how you were treating me, making me email. I have to call at a certain time. I'm calling and you're not answering the phone. And then when people were asking, your fans asking online, why didn't you do this podcast with Keem? During this whole time, I forgot to mention this, he was still talking bad about me publicly.
Keem, you just said it. Like, just what you just described is probably the main reason I have a problem with you. You are someone who has no self-awareness, and you think that you're the most...
He said it again! How, Phil? How do you... How? Oh, I'm gonna shit my pants. Well, how do you say? I cannot believe he actually has the audacity to say that to someone. That just shows how little self-aware. He has no self-awareness. Phil has none. That is the evidence. That is the irrefutable proof that you need to know that this man looks in the mirror every day and sees Brad Pitt with a big cock.
important thing. You tweeted on your
tweeted. He tweeted. He did. He Twitter. Why does he say tweet? This is the third fucking time in this thing alone that he has said you tweeted. To be or not to be? That is the question. Good sir. Let's have a dispute on Twitter.
Twitter that I should contact
Oh, he said it right for once. Thank fuck.
you about a business opportunity. No one does that. They contact the person about the business opportunity directly.
We all do it.
Yeah, Phil got hard when he said he hurt Keem, but Keem wasn't really hurt. Keem knows how to play this game. I assure you.
We all do it.
Yeah,
It's the internet, Phil.
Phil, it's
Like,
the internet, man.
like
Yeah.
You said you've been doing this for 15 years, but like, do you not understand the way algorithms work, the way anger is addictive, and how people are hooked on crazy shit? Go ahead.
But I don't want to be part of that. I just
want no part of that drama. I
Phil,
don't want to be
Phil,
on a
Phil, from-
podcast that is going to be about that. I don't want to be involved with someone.
That's not what he was. I don't even
this
know
is
what the podcast
egomaniacal
was
what
going to
he's
be about.
saying. He's being egomaniacal. I have to just listen
Phil,
to what he just
I'm
said.
not.
Keem,
Phil.
you just said my whole life should have stopped because you wanted.
But you talk about topics. You have a React channel right now. Thank God you didn't spill on my iPad. You have a React channel right now that you're reacting in documentaries about the downfalls of people. But now all of a sudden you want to have the moral high ground here? Holy shit. Uh-oh, fart.
I mean, Phil is right. Keem doesn't have a lot of self-awareness. But him telling someone they have no self-awareness is like Chris Chan calling someone else a motherfucker. It's hypocritical.
Oh, that's savage. Finger sniffing, chili eating. I don't know why I love that moan from that Sam Cedar clip that we watched. There was just this, I guess it was like the producer in the background. And like, it was for no reason. He just let out this moan like, oh. What is my editor saying? Vid uploaded. I'm going to bed. My editor is going to bed naked, in case you were wondering. So am I soon too. After this, we got to finish this because it would be stupid for me to stop now.
To contact me, really?
I did
my
not
whole
say that.
Life. You
No,
just
he didn't
said,
say that.
Answer
I
the
did
call
not
at
say
any
that.
time, even though I
Phil,
gave you the times to call me.
Can
Answer
I
the
give
call
you
at
some
any time at
context?
all.
Can I give you some context? From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, every single day, I talk to at least 20 different content creators. And this is true. This is not an exaggeration. You know, I run an influencer boxing, Happy Punch. We represent fighters that do boxing. I have all my staff. I have YouTubers and content creators that we represent business-wise with brand deals and stuff like that. And then I run Drama, right? So I have to get on the phone with different content creators to validate stories or get people's takes so I can, inject that into the story to make sure that like what I'm reporting and what I'm talking about is accurate and have a full perspective, right? How all this business operates, right, between content creator and content creator is like Twitter DMs. It's like a tweet, DM me. Yo, let's hop on a phone call. When we're talking about contracts and stuff,
And
you
now
have
I'm gonna
lawyers, you have
masturbate.
managers, they're in emails, emailing each other back and forth. But the content creators, which we are both content creators, we are on the same level. I'm not higher than you. You're not higher than me. We have a mutual respect as content creators. We should be able to be in Twitter DMs and then get on a phone call.
No, he's not paying attention. I was just going to say that. He's not paying. I don't care. Now I'm going to masturbate.
And now I'm going to masturbate.
That's why I hit the button.
You didn't treat me like that. You treated me like dirt. This is not about me thinking I'm God. This is about how you treated me in those Twitter DMs.
Keem, I gave you the times to call. You called at different times, and we never had another interaction ever again. How was I disrespectful to you?
So when they ask me, is this opportunity, still available? When I say maybe, because like, I don't know how I could work with you. You are very, very difficult to work with, to even communicate with, firsthand.
Because I didn't drop everything to talk to you, I'm difficult to communicate with, even though I have
what are you dropping?
publicly listed ways to contact me.
Yeah, what
Please
are you
explain
dropping?
to me what you're dropping. Like, what is so important that's happening that you can't get on a phone call with me?
My work, my job. I'm here 6 days a week, full-time streaming to make a living.
But this job that I'm about to offer you would pay wildly more and solve all these problems that you have going on.
First of all, you don't know what it's going to solve. That's a huge assumption. Second of all, I didn't know.
The 50,000 sign-on alone. Let's say it's like 30,000 after taxes. You'd have 30,000 just chilling in the bank. Did that wouldn't solve anything for you? That's life-changing money for a lot of people. So either you are fucking delusional, which absolutely could be the case, or you're not in as much dire straits as you're making it out to be. It's one of the two.
Know what the thing was because you never told me.
It's probably because he's delusional.
You didn't call at the time you were supposed to.
Didn't Boogie give you?
We are going in a loop. You're right.
Yeah, it's happened a lot on this episode so far.
Right. So look, I think let's leave it here, right? A bridge has been gapped. You know, we brought a bridge together, right? I don't know if something's going to come from this.
He didn't bring anything together. It's Phil.
This with Keem and Phil, and there's obviously still friction there, and that's fine. But I'm glad you guys had an opportunity to talk, and I think more than anything, Phil, you know, you're learning more about, you know, business in 2022, 2023, and how interactions, you know, and the importance of being.
You know what Phil learned from this interview? Not a fucking thing. Once he left this interview, he declared that he hated you and Adam, said he was going to release dirt on you and burrow it into his little office nest of 5 50-year-old horny men that pay his bills, and played the victim. He didn't learn a goddamn thing. Did I miss your super chat? Fairly BS, Rich. You're very entertaining, more than Phil. Oh, I'd hope I would be considered entertaining. I just do what I want to do, man. I don't want to put myself above or below people. I just do my thing. I'm a dick, but I just hope people find me entertaining.
Quick and nimble and things like that along here, because that's in reality that's how business works now. So
let me put it this way: if it weren't Keem, because again, I already had a negative association in my head of who Keem is. I had really very little interest in doing any work with him. If it was someone else, maybe I would have. But you know, that's the association I had. I had a moral issue working with the guy, so it wasn't a big deal to me that he was reaching out to me.
Before I leave, because I'm pretty much done, I've expressed everything that I want.
I appreciate it, Keem.
Can I give you some criticism?
Bill, is that okay?
Yeah, because I came in saying that I'd be respectful and I wouldn't dunk on you or any of that stuff, but I do have some criticism that I desperately want to express to you.
It's
as long as it's respectful and it's not, you know.
I'm going to do this in the most respectful way, and then I'll go. And of course you can respond, but I don't condone people harassing you, people doxing you, people going into your private, you know, life and doing all this horrible stuff that they've done.
The same thing
but
I've said 1,000 times.
I believe the reason why this has happened is because people don't trust you. You don't come across as trustworthy. So when you
hold on. Oh, okay. That, and he puts I can't pay my taxes. I'm behind on this. I'm behind. Oh, really? Like you and 99.9% of the world, Phil. The difference is that most people don't bring them up. Your job is to give an entertaining show. If your show is entertaining enough, I'm kind of repeating what Adam said here, and I'm repeating myself, then people will support you. If it's not, you can't beg them to do it. It means your product is not something that they think is worthy of giving money to.
You're on stream and you're asking to pay utilities and rent and all that stuff, the audience is getting frustrated and they look at you like you're a scammer and they want to know where this money is going.
Yeah.
Well, how is he
He's also right too.
Always in this situation? What is he spending his money on? and that is the motivation to dive into your personal life.
And you also put it out there too, which you're not supposed to do.
You had an opportunity on this show, and I watched it, to just pull up the screenshot and show the WWE account and you didn't do it. Your internet cut off. At that point, when your internet cut off and you were DDoSed and you were gone off stream, the opportunity is now gone. It's gone because while your internet was out, you could have made a fake screenshot. All right. You're never, ever going to be able to prove what your WWE account was or is ever again, because people will say he just photoshopped it. He just made it up. You're never going to be able to prove that
anyway.
You had one opportunity to do it right away with these guys.
No, they wouldn't say Phil photoshopped it. He's too stupid. I promise you. Phil ain't photo. He would fucking break a finger trying to use Photoshop.
And that was it. And you didn't take advantage of it because I personally, watching it, and so did the audience, thought that you were lying. And if
he was lying.
You are lying. If it is true, and
can you recommend a good webcam? That's a tough one because any webcam that's cheap sucks. What are you looking for? You looking for 60 FPS or you looking for obviously at least 1080p? There's actually that insanely expensive one, which I don't even remember what the fuck the name of is. Next stream, I will tell you the name of it. Actually, you could change angles and do like a facing down angle. It's actually quite nice.
And you're not being honest. If I were you, this is the best advice I could give you.
Yes, he's too wrapped up in his pride, and he is going to masturbate.
And now I'm going to masturbate.
Right? It's just be like, look, this was my account. This is that. I would ask for a clean slate, and I would.
Breasts. I heard breasts. Keem hit the nail right in the Phil's weird goatee. Phil constantly cries poor, and that's why people dig into his life. And it's not that I'm condoning that or Keemstar's condoning that. It doesn't matter if Phil's decrying poor. You shouldn't look into his finances. Even with what he does, it isn't your business. But the reason people felt inclined to do it is, I can't pay this bill. I don't know what I'm going to do for taxes. I don't know. Phil, I've seen you say it, so you can't say you don't. Yeah, you could use a mouse and keyboard with the Steam Deck if you want to. Absolutely. Pumpkin Jack.
Do things different because this restarting level
chaos.
1 over and
Mojo, 100% right. Don't mean to stop again, but you're right. Invites chaos.
over and over again is the root of all your problems, if that makes any sense.
I appreciate the input. It's not.
He won't admit it. He's amazing.
Not true. So I'm not going.
Abby's here. Thank God. I was wondering if maybe your sister's breast mug finally got to you.
I appreciate the input. If it were true, I would press that.
Watch the full 5-hour Dark.
All right. Yeah, they did an incredible job. Okay. I wanted to get through that because I'm like, no, I'm not doing this again. I want to go on to like JCS or just shoot the shit with you guys tomorrow. Got a busy day tomorrow, even though my kids are staying with their other grandparents. Get a new car tomorrow. It's kind of like a lateral move, but the payment's less. So, yeah. Kind of nice too. The reason why I wanted it, why am I talking? I'm blabbering about a car and I said I'm going to bed. My car now is a pain in the ass that like you got to press a button and the seats move super slow to get the kids in and out of the car. This one is just like boom, boom, boom. Oh. Interior's not as nice as my car now, but who cares? Actually, I like the ride of the car. I'm getting better. So I rather enjoy the ride. Anyway, I'm going to shut the fuck up. Have a great night. I'm going to put a bird up my ass, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Yeah, I'm going to get a Geo Metro. That actually would fit up my fat ass. Have a good night. I appreciate all the support, guys.